This morning, you told me that starts were something that you guys have been talking about. It's one thing to say it, talk about it, shoot around and whatnot, but another to actually go do it. What did you like best about kind of the transference there?
We started well. Just playing hard to start the game. We sucked the rest of the game. Like second half was bad, but yeah, I think just the way our start was and how we've started like that in the past, like we've been able to maintain that for the full game. Obviously, like I said, second half we weren't great, but when you start off well, it makes the game a lot easier. It's kind of one of the main reason we won the game.
Shai, Mark was saying that when you get up 30 on a team like that, they're going to throw all sorts of unpredictable things at you. How good is this for you to see these things now during the season as a team? I know you've seen a lot of them, individually, but as a team and sort of handling jump defenses and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really good to see different types of defenses. That's what the season's for. Use it to get better. And, hopefully, you're your best form of who you can be as a team come the end of the season. And there's no other way to get there besides going through trials and tribulation throughout the season. And the more that we can see that, the better off we'll be come the end of the year. So always accept those challenges, embrace them, and know that they make us better.
What was the key to holding them off after the run that they made in that second half?
Just getting stops. And carried us through the end of the game. They obviously put a pretty big run on us, but at last, I say maybe from the fourth minute to the second minute, we did a pretty good job of getting stops, and were able to seal the win.
Shai, AJ continues to play meaningful minutes for you guys. Talk about the impact he's had on you guys so far.
Yeah, he's been great. He knows how to play basketball. And at the end of the day, you can plug that in any game, any situation, any team. He makes the right play. He's always aggressive. He's always a plus when he's out there on the floor for us. And his confidence doesn't waver. We all respect him and know how big he is for this team because of those things.
We'll go question for Coach.
Mark, for last few years, you guys have had a ton of experience charging back from teams that have held big leads on you. As this team continues to get more experience, being young, what's it like dealing with a double-digit lead for nearly all 48 minutes and having to try to maintain that as a development point?
Yeah, we just have to, like any team, be a team that plays the next possession regardless of the score. That's how you complete a 48-minute game, whether you're down or up. Credit New Orleans, they played all the way through the finish line tonight. They brought great juice despite being down 30. They just kept coming in the second half. And I thought that, they outplayed us in that half, and so we can learn from it. There's certainly some execution things we can learn from, but ultimately we played well enough early to win the game.
You guys got a couple massive just hustle plays late. The Caruso one where he just gets to that ball first. Can you just maybe describe some of those moments and how big they were?
Yeah, when we're on, and we were on for a lot of the night tonight, we're first to the ball and really active on the defensive end and scrappy, and I thought we tapped back into that really late there, coming out of that timeout, and we had it going early, obviously. So through the 48-minute, a pretty good effort in a good amount of the minutes, and then they outplayed us in some of those third and fourth quarter minutes.
Just wanted to tap into the beginning of the game. You go on a 10-0 run to start, and it seemed really sharp. It was something we talked about before. What did you notice from your team, execution-wise and mentality-wise, just in those very first few minutes?
I thought what was impressive the other night against Toronto was just our level and how we were able to sustain it for much of that game. And I thought the first half was kind of like that, too, as a continuation of that game. We were super sharp on both ends, played with great intentionality, great intensity, great effort. I didn't think New Orleans was, bad in the first half. I just thought we were really, really good. And so, obviously really, really good, really sharp, and some things we can learn from in the second half.
Mark, another big game for Hartenstein tonight. How much does he help those non-Shai minutes on the floor, both offensively and defensively?
He helps all the minutes he plays, with or without Shai. He's a really impactful player. with all the things he brings. He does give us a different source of offense and some diversity on the offensive end of the floor that we can play through with or without Shai. I think he helps Dub. He helps A.J. Mitchell. He does help that unit. I agree with you. And I didn't even think he played his best game tonight. I mean, he definitely wasn't on his A game, but it just shows, how impactful he is, that he can have kind of a C+, B- type game and still have the impact that he had tonight.
Anybody else? Go to Tim.
What did you see in the fourth quarter as far as the turnovers, kind of the root cause of that? And, what can you guys take from that moving forward?
Well, it's different, there's like a kitchen sink element to what we'll see defensively because of the way that we've started the season. And so, if you're putting it on a team like that, they're going to go to something else. And so some teams will zone, some teams will blitz. They started just running at us tonight, which makes the game kind of random. It exposes them to some of the plays where they're just kind of like behind the ball and we end up with a layup or a three. But it also creates some variance in the game, which is obviously what they were looking for. And we can do a better job of like recognizing that, understanding how to attack it. We had some nice possessions. We had some possessions where we were pretty good and we were just like an off-target pass away from a really good possession. But we got to see all these things. There's only so many things teams can go to, so it's good for us when we confront some of these things in the regular season and have to learn from them and overcome them.